Shadows are really terrible right now, but I wanted to show you this sign that my sister-in-law had made for us. It's a Scatter's Homestead. It has our complete logo on there. Hey you guys, this video is going to be a little different than what I had originally planned. I had created a video, then I had lost a bunch of the video, but I still had some of these clips in my library, and I just thought, you know what, it was a good video. It was a good subject to talk about. And so what you're going to get is you're going to get a little bit of this, and then you're going to get a little bit of the actual original video, and then you'll get a little bit more of this in the whole entire video. So just come along on this journey and you'll get what I'm talking about. And apparently I missed the mailman. So I had somebody come help me today again. We had to just go through the straw field. It's not the straw field. We've been in the garden this morning. It's now much later in the day, and we were moving the garden straw away from the plants. Yesterday we had a ton of people here. They were installing the straw, and we just got to a point where it's like, okay, we're out of time, we're tired, but we needed to still make sure that the plants were in a healthy situation. So this is what it looks like right now. We have the garden mostly covered. So again, you can see the black area in the back. That's one more bed that we're kind of just saving, that if all of a sudden the greenhouse has more that they just want to get rid of, we're going to put it back there. And then everything else is filled with straw, except for we have that one spot there. That is because we have seed planted in there, and it would be a lot harder for the seed to come up if it was covered with straw. So we're giving the seed a better chance of coming up and being really healthy by just growing as it is right now. And then once they're up, then we're going to put the straw in. So we do have extra straw right there. That will be going in, and then whatever's left of that is going to be going to the community garden that was donated to us. Somebody's following me. She loves the straw. We had the straw in the gardens last year, and we could not keep her out of here because she just loves lying in the straw. It's a little bit of a threat to us because sometimes she lies down right on the plant, which just absolutely sucks, but she's not doing that right now. Not right now. Okay, so we are going to move the water. What I've been noticing is I'm guessing that this garden bed right here, this is the garden bed right at the end. I think it's like a foot wider than these beds over here. So when I'm watering, I had actually designed it that we could just have the sprinkler going across like that, and we would just slowly be moving it along through the garden, and it would just be one full sweep, and it would be able to make it through the entire garden. That is not working on this bed. We actually, where the marigolds are planted, we've noticed that they've gotten really, really dry, and some of the cabbage has gotten really dry as well. So we have now had to split this garden down the middle, and we are watering that way. So it's unfortunate, but it's okay. We're just doing what we got to do. So I'm dousing it pretty well right now, just to give it an opportunity to catch up. Man, where is Koa going? Now she's over there. She's actually following the deer path. Koa, home? Home. Home. Koa, home. Oh, she's debating. Are you gonna listen to me or what? Come on, Koa. Home. Home. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys down. I wanna go move that sprinkler. And I don't really wanna get you wet. It's kind of hard to keep you standing on straw. Hopefully you don't fall. Sorry if you do. Good girl, Koa. Girl. So we'll let that run for a little bit. I am in my garden. I am weeding my bed right now. And right now I'm actually debating on mulching. Why? Because I expanded my garden and I priced it out. And I'm like, my garden's getting way too big to do this kind of wonderful mulch. I don't know. Well, I think everybody should be like this. I'm trying to get straw out of my sandals. And my sandals flipped away on me. Okay. So I kind of feel like everybody should be like this. That when it comes to spending money, I kind of pick like anything over $100, you really have to weigh it out. And obviously, like maybe when it's $20, you should be weighing it out too. But I focus more on like $100, weigh it out. Is this important to me? And if this is important to me, what am I willing to say no to? And so first of all, I actually love being in my garden. I love weeding my garden. The mulch is really, really good for the garden because it is going to suppress the weeds, and it's also going to help with watering. You're not watering as much. So there's so many benefits with mulch. So many benefits with mulch. Now, I have to weigh it out. So I'm not totally sure about this because Sheldon says, like, Candy, I know how much it's supposed to cost. Yes, it's more money than what we had kind of estimated, but if you want it, like, absolutely, it's necessary. So number one, I am healthier now than what I have been in the last 3 years. That's exciting. That means that I actually have more to give, and we don't always have to worry about how many bad days is Candy going to have in this next week. If we have to worry about stuff like that all the time, then obviously we have to simplify. But we're not worrying about that nearly as much as we used to. The last 4 months, we've just been constantly seeing improvements, and it just feels like now that we've settled into summer, there's just the improvements are substantial. They're way better. Winter is always tough for me. Well, ever since I got sick, winter has been very, very tough for me. So now we are hemming and hawing. It's like Candy can maybe actually keep up with this garden, especially that the community garden is completely mulched. So that means that I would be taking care of all of this that you see here. And yes, my raspberry patch is still in that long grass. But now I'm having a really hard time cutting that down because the bees are all over those plants. You can see the purple flowers out there. So now I have a hard time actually cutting it down because the bees are there. Anyways, so this space that I'm covering, this is quite a large space. I'm trying to back up. There, now I'm far back. So, how can I estimate this? This space probably is about 50 to 60 feet wide, and then we would be going like over 100 feet long. This is my own personal garden. Half of this actually was the community garden last year, and it's quite funny. I had a smaller garden, and now that the community garden has moved out there, I've just taken over and I've expanded. But I have learned a lot more about healthy cooking, what I can do, what I can grow for myself. So beans is a big thing that I've learned. I can grow, I can dry, and I can be using the entire winter. So those kinds of things is important. Okay, that's not what I was talking about though. I have this massive garden, you've seen it now. Am I going to be able to keep up with it, in the heat of the summer? So now we are, we've kind of been in the heat of the summer ever since May began. It's been just incredible. The weather's been so good. So weeds are coming up. They're coming up quickly. And at this rate, it looks like every week I would have to go through at least like every single one of these beds or every single one of these rows, and I would have to weed. But as the plants are getting larger, we're having less and less weed problems. So then I start weighing that out as well, and I say, okay, well, what should I do? I'm watering more. I'll definitely have to water more. So yeah, I'm still hemming and hawing on that. It's not too late if all of a sudden I decide, no, we are going to go with the straw. We're going to do the same thing that we've done in the community garden, because you guys, it is wonderful. But I have to weigh it out. I really have to weigh it out. If that's going to set me back in, okay, so now I'm going to try and continue the story that I was sharing with you, contemplating, do we put garden straw into the garden, or am I just going to be spending a lot of time weeding and watering this year? And I am super thankful for healthy straw. I'm super thankful for the garden straw and what it does in the garden. The fact that I have it all in the community garden just makes just a world of difference. But for me personally, I have to think about, where am I spending my money? How am I spending my money? And what do I want in my future? And so a really good example would be something like, okay, what if I don't choose to use Opal or Birdie as a milking cow, and I'm going to have to go purchase a milking cow? That's actually a really big deal for me, that I would want to make sure that I would be putting that money aside for a milking cow instead of putting straw into my garden as mulch. I would sooner choose to weed and water and put in a little extra manual labor if it meant that I would be able to bring milk into my home and feed my family sooner. So that's just a really good example. I can't remember everything that I had actually said in the video, but I just wanted to finish this off. I want you guys to remember, it's important to actually think through what you're doing. Why are you doing it? How are you doing it? What sacrifices do you need to take? And that's most important, is what sacrifices are you taking and how are you paying for it? Because the sacrifices are not easy. And so you have to think through everything so that you are able to actually walk through the hard part of it and say, no, this is worth it. I'm going to let go of this over here so that I can get this over here. It might take longer, it might be harder. But if you've decided it's worth it, that's absolutely 100% what you should do. That's where your value stands. So I want to encourage you with that. And I want you to remember, before I let you go, you might have some limitations, but that does not mean you're limited. Have a great day.